Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Maryville Saints Hockey Network post-game show presented by State Farm. I'm Andrew Marsh alongside Chuck Kraus. And Chuck, an 8-1 victory tonight for the Saints. They get the sweep against the Northern Illinois Huskies.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Maryville wanted to do. They know they wanted to rack up the score. They wanted to see if they can climb a little bit higher in the rankings, and they came, they did, they conquered, they did it all, Marshy.
Absolutely. They were 13th heading into this weekend, 13th in the ACHA rankings. So hopefully for the Saints, they can climb their way up into the rankings after this weekend. Let's go over this game. It started off in NIU's favor. They got the first goal of the game and then 8 unanswered goals for the Saints. It was a tie game heading into the second period, and then 4 goals in that second period, and it was all Saints from then on out.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, going into the second, they saw a strong game last night. Now tonight they had a strong second and third. Like you said, 4 unanswered, 3 unanswered. They win the game 8-1.
Yeah, a couple beautiful shots in the back of the net. Matt Edgecombe gets his first college goal, and Cole Mudra scored with basically no time on the clock in the second period. Unfortunately for us, there was no feed at the time we were doing a radio broadcast, so sorry for those guys. No one gets to see the goals, but they got to experience it. We got to experience it. Fantastic goals, and like I said, 8-1. This team, they came out firing tonight. A different looking game than last night. A little bit similar, but for the most part, this Saints team was ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, when you're out shooting your opponent, by 20 by 20 shots.
20 goals.
That would be we'd have to be having a different post game if they're winning by 20. When you're out shooting them by 20 goals, you got to think you have to win those hockey games. Exactly last night, exactly 20 goals 20 shots last night. Coach Hogan, Maryville Saints, if you guys score 20 goals, I don't know, we're doing the post-game shirtless or something. So,
oh no, let's stick with 8 goals this time, right?
Yeah. So,
speaking of Coach Hogan, we sat down with him. Here's his final thoughts on tonight's game.
Coach went down early, but the team responded. What do you think of the guys?
I thought our first period was a little sluggish, and you tried to prepare the team and say, hey, they're going to come out firing, and it's hard to sometimes match that intensity, and took a little bit going, but I thought we got to our game a little bit in the second, and I thought the third period we kept things simple and threw pucks on net, and funny how things go your way. So first period was certainly not the start we wanted, but proud of the compete, proud of the comeback there, and you finish at the end.
Coach, 2 goals from your captain, Jack Harrison, your leader. What did you see out of him tonight?
Well, he's been his hands, and I'm sure he's going to be watching this, is certainly not his forte. But sometimes he has more saves in a period than our goalie. Sometimes that's what he brings, and it's just that tenacity and energy and attitude that you can't. It's hard to match. So as a leader, good to see him start putting pucks in the back of the net, and the last 2 or 3 games, just pucks weren't going his way, but last night you could see that monkey got off his back a little bit, and put in 2 nice goals today. So always nice when your leaders are leading the way.
What did you see that was different tonight than last night?
I still think there's a lot of things we can clean up. I know that's as a coach, you're probably always overcritical. I think we can still push the pace more, transition harder, more north. Better puck support. But compared yesterday to today, I thought I think we were just a little more simple today. And the game, when you really break it down to its fundamentals, it's a simple game. And I think sometimes when you overanalyze, when you over X's and O's the guy, I think sometimes you take away from just the instinctual part of the game. But I thought today we got more to our game, and we're more simple compared to yesterday.
Last night and tonight, you outshot the opponent by 20. What does that say about your team?
I think props to NIU. They have some really good goaltending, and those games would have been different in the last 2 or 3 years. So props to Nick and his staff and the things that they're doing. I know they're in a bit of a rebuild right now, but you just have to find a way to funnel pucks to the net when you're playing a good goaltender. And they did a good job having 5 guys, kind of the box one mentality of just don't let anything through. So when you are out shooting them, it can be a little different for Ed and Johnny yesterday, but you just got to keep a level head and know that they're going to still get some opportunities, coming the other way. So, again, I don't think the shots are a perfect summary of where the game was at. A lot of props to their goaltending and their structure and what Nick is doing over there. So.
Last night, you kind of mentioned staying out of the box. Tonight, for the most part, you guys stay out of the box. What do you think about that?
Yeah, our PK has been really good this year. It's been one of the things that we can at least hold our hat on. But saying that, when you take 46 penalty minutes the other night, it puts your team at a disadvantage and you can't get to your game. So that's at the end of the day, you just have to be selfless. And think of, okay, what's for the betterment of the team? And sometimes it's taking a whack, sometimes it's taking a punch. And I thought we did a better job this weekend of staying out of that and just playing our game and focusing on the right things. And it lets everyone get more involved in the game. Everyone gets in a flow. Everyone gets a shift. When you have 46 penalty minutes in one game, there are some people that aren't playing as much. There's people that aren't getting into a flow. So I think that's absolutely a big part of the good things that we did this weekend.
And speaking of Ed, only faced 17 shots, 1 goal in. What did you see from Ed tonight?
Yeah, Ed does a really nice job playing the puck, and so I think one thing that you can always appreciate out of his game is having almost a third defenseman back there. So if there were rims around, I thought he did a really good job getting out there, playing the puck. The goal that he let up, we had 3 guys that suck down low behind the net, can't win a puck battle. Then we got 2 guys that are on the hash marks on the boards. So talk about a lane in front of the net, and they pop it in front, and there's no one within 5 stick lengths away, and they just tap it in there. So not necessarily his fault there. Like all of our goalies, they probably want to have it back, but I thought he did some really good things. And it's like I said earlier, it's tough to sometimes stay in the game when you're seeing so many shots or so few shots. But he did a nice job, and again, Johnny did a nice job yesterday. So we get a week off and lick our wounds a little bit, and we'll have to be ready to go against Illinois State before Thanksgiving. So so happy we have a week off here and can go in with a little momentum, and some positivity for sure. Thanks, guys.
Well, we thank Coach Hogan for his final thoughts on tonight's game. Chuck, 37 shots for the Saints to Northern Illinois 17, an 8-1 victory, and the Saints improved to 9-4-1 on this season.
Yeah, Coach Hogan seemed a little bit happier with his guys' performance tonight, as he should be. But like we were talking in the broadcast, we got to keep building. We got to, play a little better when Illinois Redbirds come in.
Absolutely. Speaking of the Illinois State Redbirds, November 19th is our next broadcast. That game will be right here at the Maryville University Hockey Center, and the Saints are looking to build upon what they did this past weekend, a sweep against the Northern Illinois
Huskies, I believe.
Yes, the Huskies. You got it, Chuck. Absolutely. Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Thank you for watching and at sometimes listening to the game. I'm Andrew Marsh. That's Chuck Kraus. Everyone, have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. You've been watching Maryville Saints hockey right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.